We are the force. We are Kansas City.
Royals baseball from Kauffman Stadium for Game 2 between the Royals and the Indians. Cleveland won last night 9-3. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Joel and Monty will be coming up. Back on May the 19th, Danny Duffy lost to the Yankees. His ERA was 6.88. And after the game, Ned Yost said, I think I have some ideas to get him back on track. And over his last 7 starts, his ERA is under 3, and he's been really good in his last 2.
Man, what a turnaround. That's exactly what you want from your ace. The opening day starter struggled his first month and a half and couldn't figure it out. Well, he went right back to the bread and butter. He's pitching innings. He's going deep in games. He's using that fastball. That's his bread and butter, and we'll see if he can continue to do that as he tries to get through Cleveland tonight. But the strikeouts are there. The opponent's average is down. Duffy's been toughy.
And if you're going to get through Cleveland, you need to start with Francisco Lindor, who hit 2 home runs last night and drove in a career-high 7. Kids with special needs were out at the Little K today and getting instruction from Royals players, and even Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery was out there. So a good start here at the Truman Sports Complex. Francisco Lindor has played 54 career games against the Royals, and he has 54 RBIs. This year, he's played in 7 games, and he has 10 RBIs.
Turning it off, the faucet. Turn it off, please. Man, but you know what, though? You got to execute your pitches against this kid, or he's going to beat you. It's obvious. You can't be throwing balls down the middle like that to him. He knows what to do with them. Impressive. Not just with the bat, with the glove, with his legs. He can beat you in a lot of different ways. Let's see how Duffy handles him from the right side tonight.
Last night we found out the Royals signed their second overall pick. Just moments ago we found out the Royals signed their first overall pick. Joel and Monty will have an update when we come back.
On Brady, the first-round pick of the Royals, who signed his first big league contract this afternoon. So a special day for the Singers. Joel Goldberg, Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery. I want to know your impressions, one, of the footage you've seen of Singer on the hill, some of the games, and two, what he said at the press conference today.
Well, obviously he was very composed. I like the fact that he's very polished. You can tell that he's played at a major university where he gets a lot of exposure. So that's going to help him a lot to start with. I love his stuff. Seeing the footage, watching him pitch in the World Series, his stuff is really good. Stuff that you would expect from a first-round pick. But more importantly, the composure and the makeup that he has. Not just in the game, but outside the white lines. Here's a guy they really, really high on. They've known him for a long time. They expect big things from him.
And he gets to do it with his college roommate, Jackson Kowar, who signed yesterday.
Right. I think that'll be a huge advantage for both of those pitchers, and hopefully will allow them to kind of maybe feel a little more comfortable. Starting professional baseball as a career can be a little, a little intimidating. And I think when you have somebody who's been through this last 3 or 4 years with you together, it should help a lot. Roommates at Florida, drafted 18th overall and 33rd overall, respectively, Brady Singer and Jackson Kowar. Whit Merrifield, like those two, played in the College World Series and then was drafted by the Royals. Whit and the Royals against the Indians.
Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. The Royals scored early last night against Cy Young winner Corey Kluber, but then Kluber settled in and the Indians won 9-3. Tonight, the Royals will try and get things going early against rookie Shane Bieber, making just his 5th big league start. That wind is blasting out of the south, blowing right to left, so that'll help right-hand batters hitting the ball in the air to left field, and Danny Duffy will try and keep the ball in the ballpark. Cleveland Indians have the 3rd most home runs in the American League, and Francisco Lindor led the way last night. He had a grand slam in the 4th inning and then a 3-run home run in the 6th. Danny Duffy will be making his 18th start. His ERA is 4.94, but over his last 7 starts, that ERA is 2.68. Hud, what do you have for him tonight?
Yep, overall that ERA is starting to come down. He's trusting his stuff, especially that fastball. Gotta have it. Look at that. No hits on 55 fastballs against Milwaukee, a really good team in the National League. And 6 out of his 7 strikeouts off that pitch. Go ahead and establish this. Makes the other pitches look good. Our forward around the horn, Royals defense. Rosell Herrera is a natural outfielder. So far from what we've seen in him, he looks fantastic. He can handle anywhere, especially center at the K. Now Moose just got word, late scratch and some back spasms, so Escobar's going to take the hot corner. Mondesi inserted.
And that was just a few moments ago. So Escobar was going to be at short. Mondesi was not in the starting lineup, and that was quite a topic of conversation as Ned Yost addressed the media earlier today. Many are wondering at what point do the Royals run Mondesi out there every day.
Interesting, and it's good. It's all good. But Escobar against with Duffy, the left-hander, thrown into right-handed dominated lineup, it's going to get a lot of action.
That's a good start. A fastball at the knees to Francisco Lindor, who scored 3 runs to go along with his 7 RBIs last night. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lindor has now taken over the major league lead in extra base hits He has 50. And becomes just the third Indian all time to have 50 extra base hits prior to the break. And he has a base hit into center field. Hit that down around the end of the bat. And Hud, to finish the thought, when Lindor was a rookie, did you ever think we would be mentioning him in the same sentence as Albert Bell and Jim Thome?
Absolutely not.
Here's our Kia drive to success, and here's some of the other areas where he is leading the American League. Runs scored, second in doubles, fourth in home runs, and then extra base hits. That leads the major leagues.
He was way too happy his first year. I'm thinking, this guy, he's all smiles. He doesn't understand. This league is tough, and he's made it look easy so far. And you know, that right-handed average there, he just got a base hit, add to his 375 batting from the right side there.
Michael Brantley was 1 for 4 with an RBI last night, so he didn't play a big role in the Indians' 9-3 win, but he's had a big year against the Royals. Brantley has driven in 12 against the Royals this year. That's more than Lindor.
You know, he's back. It's nice to see him healthy, even though he's such a dangerous player against the Royals. He means a lot to his team. Missed some of the postseason the last few years.
This is Duffy's third start of the year against the Indians. And he's fallen behind 3 balls and 1 strike on Michael Brantley. And his first 2 were rough starts. It was before his current turnaround, and Duffy's given up 12 runs in 9 innings. And now Brantley hits it to the gap in right center field. Bonifacio cuts it off. That'll hold Brantley to a single, but it's deep enough for Lindor to go first to third. And now Cleveland has runners at the corners and nobody out.
3-1, good hitting count. Stayed with the fastball at 94 on the inner half. And look at Brantley, does not even stride. I was just getting ready to talk about how quiet both of those guys are. Lindor, Brantley, and of course you could put Ramirez now, the third place hitter, coming up. Quiet bodies. Not a lot of movement. Keeps their head still. They can see the ball and they just put their hands on it.
Ball 1 on Jose Ramirez. He chipped in with a couple of extra base hits and a walk last night. And Duffy got a glove on it, and as a result, no outs. A run will score. And Duffy is one of the few pitchers who has the ability to pull his glove back, realizing that there's a better chance that the infielders behind him can make a better play, but this time he couldn't resist.
You know, he runs well. Ramirez always hustling out of the box. I don't know if they'd have gotten 2, but certainly they would have gotten an out. Hard to resist when you're a competitor and you see that ball coming at you.
Breaking ball is inside on Edwin Encarnacion. So 1-0 Cleveland, and runners at first and second and nobody out. Encarnacion drove in his 57th run last night. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Put him in the lane. A little double play ball would be nice.
Encarnacion's 57 RBIs are 4th most in the American League. changeup is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So both of Duffy's starts were early in the year. On April 6th, 3 runs in 5 2/3, and then on May 13th, the Indians got to him for 9.
Yeah, you know, that's about the time we started wondering if there was something physically wrong with Danny. And it's just that he was not trusting his fastball, and he was getting beat on his secondary pitches. Changeup, his breaking ball. It's 11 home runs between those 2 pitches.
He had 1 more bad start after the 13th. That was against the Yankees. And Encarnacion goes down with a big swing. That is out number 1.
Bread and butter, 4 quadrants of the strike zone. That was in. 2-seamer. Beat him.
And now Duffy will get Brandon Guyer with runners at first and second and 1 out. Just a little bit inside, according to home plate umpire Chris Conroy. Guyer's in there for 2 reasons tonight. Number 1, he starts against lefties. And number 2, Terry Francona lost one of his outfielders last night. Lonnie Chisenhall, the subject of our University of Kansas Health System injury report update. You look at that bottom line there. He missed 2 months with a right calf injury, and then last night was scratched late because of his left calf and was placed on the disabled list. Greg Allen, an outfielder, was called up.
And you know, you think calf, that's not a big deal. Calf muscles, they'll linger. Those are tough, really hard to get through.
Ask Josh Donaldson. Got the call that time. Brandon Guyer not very happy. Earlier in the pitch sequence, a pitch just like that one was called a ball.
That's important. Get that heater in on their hands. You've got to be able to get that ball inside, open up the outside for this change.
You hear about relievers who are left-hand specialists. Brandon Guyer is a left-hand specialist. Most of his playing time comes when a lefty is on the mound. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. And usually there's a pretty wide variance with his numbers when you break him down versus righty and lefty. Up and away, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, you can make a pretty good living platooning and just hitting left-handers. If you can get that knack. This season, he's getting most of his playing time. He's hitting close to 250. Respectable.
And he's on with a walk. So they're loaded up with 1 out, and Yonder Alonso is coming up. Duffy has thrown 25 pitches. And on a night like tonight, if you're not careful, you're going to feel more stress than your actual pitch count.
Yeah, he's got to work down in the zone here. Any kind of contact's got to be on the ground. See if you can roll him up. There you go. Something, a little secondary pitch like that can get him to hit the top of the ball.
Brantley is at third. Ramirez is at second. He has the RBI. And Guyer is at first. Alonso was 0 for 4 last night with a walk. And he's down 0-2. Duffy threw that fastball right by him.
Excellent spot there, up and away. Best thing he can do is foul that pitch off. It's not going to hurt him there. Too much heat on it.
Now the old school approach would be to go right back to that same pitch. And you got a breaking ball and it spun and Alonso hit it foul.
Heaters is going to play away. Test him. That's how he's gotten down and away here. Another breaking ball. He's having better swings on his off-speed pitches than he is his heater. It's a big point here for Duff. He's got to be able to find a way to get him out. Cleveland's tied for second against left-handed pitching with average 271. They're going to be tough against Danny.
Back with the fastball. We just showed you he has 4 career grand slams, 2 this year. And maybe you saw a video that went viral. It was Alonso's son was watching his dad hit a grand slam on TV. Little guy couldn't have been more than 3 or 4 years old and just went bananas. Slide step and back with a fastball. And now Duffy is at 31 pitches. Hit in the air to left center field. Herrera gets behind it. He will play it to third. And Alonso drives in Brantley with a sacrifice fly, and Cleveland leads 2-0.
Definitely trying to stay away from him. That's what you want to do. You don't want him to have a chance for an extra base hit, so he goes back to that same spot. Alonso, after seeing several of them, was able to identify it, catch up to it, and be productive.
So Yan Gomes with 2 on 2 out. Gomes had a couple of hits last night to reach exactly 500 for his career. 0-1. Chest down and away, and Salvi hesitated before returning the ball to Duffy. A little surprised that wasn't called a strike.
Yep, that's right where he wants to keep it on Yan Gomes. Look at his numbers against Duffy. Pretty good. Keep her down.
Two and 1. In the air to right field, Bonifacio is there. And that is the inning. 36 pitches thrown by Danny Duffy. The Indians get 2. Last night, the Royals got 2 in the first inning against Corey Kluber. They're facing Shane Bieber tonight. Mike Moustakas was going to bat third, but he was scratched with back spasms. So Salvador Perez, Lucas Duda, Jorge Bonifacio, Alex Gordon, Hunter Dozier, and Alcides Escobar all move up a spot. Escobar shifts to third, and Mondesi is in the starting lineup, and the Royals will get their first look at 23-year-old right-hander Shane Bieber.
Yeah, interesting. This young man here, he's got a nice pedigree from the minor leagues, and so far he's been able to move it up to the big leagues. 3-0 mark, under 3. It's his fastball night tonight. Duffy's key was to use his heater, and for the offense of the Royals, look for Bieber's fastball. Opponent's hitting .352.
Last night, Whit Merrifield greeted Corey Kluber with a first-inning home run. And we understand that that's what Shane Bieber will do if he's on tonight. He'll throw strikes on the outer edges of the strike zone. 1-1. One ball and 2 strikes on Whit. Here's our Rocket Mortgage pitch breakdown. Here's what the Royals can expect to see from Shane Bieber.
Like to see as many pitches as you can first time through, but sometimes, you know, a strike thrower like him, he's going to give it all to you now. He's fastball, slider, curve, change. Look for the heater. It's not overpowering, but he's got a nice 93-mile-an-hour average on his heater. That's pretty good.
And Whit on a 1-2 pitch lines it into right center field, and Rajai Davis was in and over toward right center. A good scouting report there, and 1 down.
Brandon Geyer is in right field again. Rhino, he probably is in there tonight because he's hitting .500 off Duffy. You mentioned how good he is against lefties, but he can play any of the spots out there except for center field. Now, Eric Gonzalez, this kid's made starts at first, second, short, and third. He's a nice utility player.
Herrera takes a strike. Roselle was 1 for 4 with a run scored last night, driven in by Bonifacio in the 6th inning, and he hits it sharply up the middle. So 2 good swings for the Royals against Bieber. Herrera's on with 1 out.
Hit a big breaker at 79. Looked like he knew it was coming. He tracked it well. Nice swing, good head position, good finish. Right back where it came from.
Salvador Perez had a great at-bat in the 1st inning last night against Kluber. It was 11 pitches and resulted in an RBI to drive in Mike Moustakas and snapping a 16-game RBI slump for Salvi.
It sure was, and I thought it was the best plate appearance he's had all year. But he was definitely trying to go to right field, not trying to hit the homer. Hey, there's some athleticism from Bieber. He's got quick feet. Watch out.
Off the end of the bat and sinking, but Brantley is there for the play. 2 outs. And now Lucas Duda, who was 1 for 3 last night. That was playing at first base. He is the designated hitter tonight. Fastball with some movement at 91. One of the first things you hear about Shane Bieber in describing his style of pitching is how many strikes he throws. That one's in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is a remarkable number, but before his major league debut, he pitched 262 minor league innings. 262 minor league innings with 15 walks.
Wow. Unheard of. Shimmy Christmas.
Jose Herrera has a big lead over at first base. And now at the big league level, he's thrown 25 innings and has walked 4. That's what he did at AA and AAA. Look at that strikeout to walk ratio, 72 against 6.
Yeah, that's just amazing. Now, if you're a hitter and you see that, I'm sure the Royals have done their homework and studied. You kind of like that, you know. But still, you're saying all right. But for lots of guys, a pitcher like this is a comfortable 0 for. That means 0 for 4.
But every time you leave the batter's box, you think, doggone it, I just missed him.
And when you go back in the dugout, we're going to get him, guys. He got nothing. Heard that lots of times. And every one of them went back to that dugout saying the same thing.
Duda's ahead. 3 balls, 1 strike with Bonifacio on deck. But for guys like Bieber, he has strikeouts, doesn't come across as an overpowering guy, but he has made his professional career from just missing the barrel. And Duda, that was all barrel, deep to right field, and he ties the game.
Shoot, have a hard time sneaking a piece of cheese by him. Look at that, 91 right in the middle on the inner half slightly, and it was swung on, gone, barrel. Nice stroke, good finish, 2-hand follow through. There you go, Duffy. That'll get you back even. Gotta pick up your teammate.
He's had a couple of home runs lately where he's turned on a pitch that was in. Remember that home run against Garrett Cole?
Oh.
That pitch was 98 miles an hour.
He certainly can hit a fastball.
One ball, 1 strike. StatCast powered by AWS. Bonifacio was tempted. 2 balls and 1 strike. He had another multi-hit game last night and picked up his first RBI, so he has back-to-back multi-hit games. 2-2. With 1 out, Herrera singled, and with 2 outs, Lucas Duda hit a 2-run home run. Three balls and 2 strikes. Now the Royals are making Bieber work. He's coming up on 20 pitches. Give Danny Duffy a little extra time to catch his breath. He threw 36 in the top of the first inning. That'll be backing out of play. We just showed you Lucas Duda in the dugout, standing close to his former college teammate at USC, Ian Kennedy. We just found out Ian was placed on the disabled list. Joel will have some more details coming up.
Yeah.
No corresponding move was announced. Just foul outside of third base.
Yeah, you know that pitch he threw to Mike Zunino for Seattle that he hit way up in the upper deck up there. That's the pitch he felt it on.
Bonifacio is on with 2 down. And that'll bring up Alex Gordon. Alex was 0 for 3 last night against Corey Kluber. And now Jan Gomes is going to go out and have a chat with Shane Bieber. An early observation. He doesn't work very fast. I mean, it seems like he's thrown a lot more than 22 pitches, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you know, he's got a nice compact delivery, but he's a little bit out of sync right now. And Gomes is going to try to help him. He's rushing a little bit out there. He's getting out there a little bit too fast. And his arm's not catching up. He's missing up in the zone. And if he keeps doing that, he's going to find himself in more trouble.
He gave up 4 runs in 5 2/3 innings on his big league debut, which was his 23rd birthday. But since then, or at least since then and prior to tonight, 2 runs in 20 innings. And now the Royals have tagged him for 2 in the first inning tonight. Left center field. The wind is blowing out that way, and Davis goes to the track. So Alex Gordon just missed. Lucas Duda did not. And at the end of 1, we have a 2-2 tie.
Oblique. Joel Goldberg back at Kauffman Stadium, and last weekend in Seattle, Ian did say that he felt a little something in his side after he gave up the home run to Mike Zunino. Finished the 5th inning and then spoke up. Wasn't incredibly serious. Ned Yost said the next day on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of severity, it was about a 1.5, and by the next day when he woke up, it was even better. But Ned said that if he was feeling anything along the way, playing catch or throwing, that he might need to miss a start. If you look, guys, at the way the rotation lines up, and with an off day on Thursday, the Royals will need to get someone here to take Kennedy's spot tomorrow. Omaha right now is at home, so that should be easy. And then with that off day, he would be eligible to be activated on the 10th. So that would be the next day for him. Technically, if all goes well, he could miss one day. We'll see what happens.
Thank you, Joel. Eric Gonzalez is down on strikes. That's Duffy's second strikeout.
New game for Duffy. There's the breaker. Yeah. Get that fastball established. Back legger. Good pitch.
Danny needed 36 pitches to get through the first inning. So he could use a quick one here in the second as Rajai Davis comes to the plate. Similar to tonight, when we found out that Mike Moustakas was a late scratch. Last night, Lonnie Chisenhall was a late scratch. So Davis was added late, and he reached base 4 times last night and scored 3 runs. So keep an eye on Mondesi tonight. The same thing happened to Mondesi.
I'm telling you. Yeah. You're right. And I was one of those kind of players. I sat on the bench, so if someone went down, I was called out, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, you do better. Those are your better games, and you know.
Well, the defensive play of the night was just made in the upper deck on that foul ball.
I like it. Fans are alive. They're ready.
That fella on the right with his hat on backwards caught that with his bare hand. 3-1 on Davis.
Check him out. He's waiting for it. Camped under it. Oh, one-handed.
Herrera fades back and takes care of Rajai Davis. 2 down.
Folks, won't you celebrate the 4th of July with us at the Cade with an Independence Day fireworks spectacular after the Royals host the Indians at 7:15? Don't miss the show. Get your tickets now at Royals.com.
Two up, 2 down for Duffy in the second inning, and now he'll face Francisco Lindor, who opened the game with a single off the end of his bat and scored the Indians' first run. Good fastball over the inside edge. Last night's multi-home run game for Lindor was the 6th of his career, and 4 of those have been this year. And Duffy speeds up, and with a slide step, it's a cut and a miss. 0-2.
That's very difficult for hitters to pick up, especially when he slide steps with no runners on. A stretch like that, and then he'll throw any 3 of his pitches out of that stretch.
This time he gets Lindor on 3 pitches. 3 up, 3 down. Duffy strikes out 2 in the second inning. And if the Royals hit a triple in tonight's game, the Kansas City Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the KC Urban Youth Academy. He rips at the first pitch and drives it to deep right field. Geyer is back and he makes the play and then slams into the fence.
Come on, no way. That ball off the bat had extra bases written all over it. There's no way he catches that ball. Now that was into the wind, might have helped some, but Geyer got a great break on it. I mean, this is an outstanding catch. Too bad for Hunter. Wow, that was nicely done.
High ball 1 to Alcides Escobar. He was 0 for 3 last night, and that's upstairs as well. Esky is down to 191. To the left side, Lindor off his glove to his throwing hand, but Escobar is safe. And if Lindor made that play on Escobar, Escobar may have run across the diamond and tackled Lindor in shallow left field.
He might have. But you know, you can't take your eye off him for 1 second because he's a brilliant defender as well as a hitter. Top spin. And just misplayed it. It's a good thing. So might have had him.
So that puts it into an 0 for 15 for Alcides Escobar. And now Mondesi rolls it out to second. Gonzalez will get the force at second base. So Escobar is out, 2 away. With Merrifield with a runner at first, 2 down. Here's our Toyota League leaders. For most of the year, it was Whit Merrifield and Mookie Betts on this list. Then Andrew Benintendi joined the list, and then last night, Jose Ramirez. The only big leaguers with at least 20 doubles and 15 stolen bases. Whit lined out to Davis in center field in the first inning. There goes Mondesi. Swung on and missed, and Mondesi is in there. Second base umpire Field and Colbreth just want to make sure that Mondesi stayed on the bag.
Nice to see Ned running. Yan Gomes, he's got a good arm behind the plate. He's thrown out 24% of runners. But then Bieber, that's the first time we've seen a base stolen on him in this game. And so that was a 1.55 the time that when he broke his hands to got it to the catcher's glove. So that gave Mondesi plenty of time to get in the base. It's a good throw by Yan.
And now blocked by Gomes. 2 balls, 1 strike.
The little girl was happy to have her parents say, hey, we're going to the game tonight. Oh, I'm going to make a poster, Mom. Way to go. Thank you.
Temporary tattoo on her cheek.
Yeah, she's ready. Summertime. A lot of time on your hands.
Good spot. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But Merrifield is consistent. His overall batting average is very similar to what he does with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Look out. Herrera over in the on deck circle. Didn't know that ball was headed in his direction.
Witt, if he just puts together a first swing like he did his last time against Bieber, that would be nice. If he could just drop it into center field, it won't be a play at the plate. Mondesi's got plenty of lead at second base. Good speed.
Off the end of the bat, Davis is sprinting in, and he dives, and he didn't get it. And the Royals take a 3-2 lead. So Mondesi's stolen base turns into a run. And Whit Merrifield drives in his 26th of the year.
Yeah, stay in the middle. Nice job. And you know what? It's not how hard you hit it. It's just where you hit it. And Mondesi had no trouble. Whitley's talking to this one. Now, lining out his first time up. He says, all right, it's going to even out. Good try by Davis, though. He's going to get fully extended, believing he could get that just a little short. But his right hand kept it in front of him. Kept Whitley at first. That's a clutch hit.
And now will Merrifield take off. Whit has 16 stolen bases this year. 16 out of 20. He is tied for third in the American League in that category. Not running, and it's a good thing. That would have been a good pitch to throw on for Gomes.
And Bieber shortened up his stride. Didn't lift his leg as high. He didn't, I'm not going to let him steal again. It's like Mondesi did. Took too much time getting home.
Swung on a miss, and on that one, Whit looked like he wanted to go, but didn't like his first step. Going to go with a slider on 1-1, and there goes Whit, and it is pulled foul.
It's a good time to let the ball go right there if you can see, but a lot of times a left-handed hitter has a hard time seeing the jump of the guy at first base. But if you see a pitch that's going to be down, and let him have a chance to get into scoring position with 2 outs. But Rosie probably didn't see him. Gomes looking for a little help in that dugout. That's what he wants to do.
It's a fastball up. Yeah. Whit's not running, and it's a fastball up, and it's line fair inside the line. Brantley over to play it off the sidewall. Mike Jerschely's going to send him home. Lindor's relay is late. Herrera drives in Merrifield, and the Royals have another 2-run lead.
Rosie coming through again. Nice. Good to see him go down that pitch with the left field line there. It was nicely done. Good stroke, solid contact. Whitley, I love Jerschely's decision here. Third base coach Mike Jerschely's got an eye on it. Look at it. He's eyeballing it. He's getting that pinwheel working, that right arm. Nice to see it. Royals at 4 runs now. Nicely done.
2-run lead early last night, and now a 2-run lead early tonight. And Carl Willis, Indians pitching coach, is out to have a chat with Bieber. And remember, Bieber in his prior 3 starts had allowed just 2 runs in 20 innings. And the Royals have 4 runs in an inning and 2/3 tonight. So Danny Duffy, who was down 2-0. The Royals tied it in the first, and now they've given him the lead in the second. Salvador Perez with a runner in scoring position. Sliders in for strike 1.
Salvi hit a nice line drive to left field his first time up. See if he can find a hole. Maybe think opposite field, just get the run home. Just keep pecking away.
In the air to right field. And Geyer is there to end the inning. Merrifield and Herrera with 2 outs, drive-in runs. The inning was set up by the Mondesi stolen base. The end of 2, the Royals lead by 2. Struggling to score runs. They're not getting a whole lot of clutch hits, but they just got 2 in the bottom of the 2nd inning from Merrifield and Herrera. Our Lowe's whole team together looks at the Indians record, which is 5th best in the American League coming into tonight. 9 games above 500. And while there are more concerns about the Indians this year compared to last year, they actually have a better record at this point compared to last year after 83 games. Last year's team, though, rattled off 22 wins in a row for an American League record. They got number 22 against the Royals, and then the Royals ended the streak at 22 in Cleveland. That was in the middle of September.
Yeah, you know, we felt some winning energy in some of the stadiums in this last road trip that we went on. Milwaukee, Houston, you know, and even Seattle. A lot of energy in their stands. But last year when we were in Cleveland and when they were in the midst of that streak, man, that place was really rocking.
Back to Duffy. So after giving up 2 runs in the 1st inning, he's retired 6 in a row. That streak, by the way, was an American League record. The Major League record is fascinating. The old New York Giants back in 1916 won 26 in a row. All were home games. That's a heck of a homestand, isn't it?
I'll say.
And that was because of World War I travel restrictions. So 26 in a row, all at home. 2-0 on Jose Ramirez. Terry Francona has a record more than 100 games over 500 in 5+ seasons in Cleveland. Jose Ramirez flies out to center field. 2 up, 2 down against Duffy in the 3rd. And now Encarnacion. Duffy struck him out with a fastball in the first inning.
Duffy using that fastball, and he knows it's a good one. He's finally having conviction with it. That means he's believing. He can use it, get ahead, he can get guys out with it. And then when the hitter gets thinking, then he pulls the string on the change of the breaker. That's how it works, especially if you have an above average fastball.
Two 2-0 on Encarnacion. He's responded after 36 pitches in the first inning.
Oh, way too many. He's done well since. That'll work.
Dozier wants it, and he's got it. So Duffy is set down 8 in a row. The shelter, recognizing the shelter's need for more funds, Mark organized an event called We're Hair for Hope House, which was a 70s and 80s dance and costume party, raising over $17,000. And he's sitting in the Buck O'Neil Legacy seat at tonight's game.
Mark, way to be creative and have fun. I love the smile.
Lucas Duda hit a long home run to right field his first time up on a pitch that was in on him. This time he goes the other way, and Brantley nearly colliding with the third baseman Ramirez going out. Takes care of Duda, 1 away. Royals scored 2 in the first on the Duda home run, and then 2 more in the second on RBIs from Merrifield and Herrera.
No problem. He heard Brantley at the last minute. Ramirez had it, though. He would have been there.
Strike on Jorge Bonifacio. He took a walk in the first inning. A rare walk allowed by Shane Bieber. One and two. Bieber, by the way, and the question comes up for him all the time, is not related, Hud,
I know. I had to look that up myself. I thought there was a possibility because I haven't heard too many of those guys.
Two and two. He is used to, at this point, going into visiting stadiums in the minor leagues and before that in college and hearing a Justin Bieber song when he's announced into the game. His teammates, I hear, during his home debut, you know, they asked the players, what's your walk-up song, or for a pitcher, what's your warm-up song, and they switched out what he requested and went with Baby Baby by Justin Bieber.
That's hard.
That's over the bag and down into the left field corner. Bonifacio has a one-out double.
Speaking of hard, that ball was hit hard. Loves that breaking ball, does Bonifacio. He's able to get on top at first double of the season. Getting into scoring position with less than two. Saw him hit a few home runs last year on hangers like that. He loves it. Top of the zone. He don't miss them.
Alex Gordon fly to the warning track in center field his first time up. Bieber's in with strike one. One ball, one strike. That was Bonifacio's first extra base hit since being reinstated. Pulled to first, and Alonso is on the line. Two outs, and Bonifacio goes to third.
Join fellow country music fans at the Royals' first ever country music night this Friday. Purchase a themed ticket to receive an exclusive Royals cowboy hat and enjoy country music late at the K as the Royals host the Red Sox. Don't miss the summer fireworks show after the game featuring all country music hits.
I think they like country music.
You would think.
Hunter Dozier led off the second inning. He swung at the first pitch and lined out to Geyer in front of the right field fence. And they're already going to work in the Indians bullpen. That's big right-hander Zach McAllister.
A little action going.
Right to Lindor. We got a nice hop. Alonso with the stretch, and Bieber has his first scoreless inning. 4-2 Royals at the end of three.
Hats off for heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Four to 2 Royals to the top of the 4th inning. It was 94 degrees at first pitch tonight. Danny Duffy allowed 2 runs in the 1st inning. He has since retired the last 8 Indians, going back to Brandon Geyer's 1-out walk. Mondesi to the middle. In time. Time for our sprint trivia question, Hud.
Oh, goody.
Indians radio broadcaster Tim Belcher, who's filling in for Tom Hamilton, had 3 straight 200 inning seasons with the Royals. Name the last 4 Royals pitchers with consecutive 200 inning seasons.
Wow. He's a horse. Belcher.
Now, does that include Tim Belcher? Okay. Last 4 after Tim Belcher, whose last year with the Royals was 1998. Alonso lines it to center field, and Herrera played it conservatively. He moved back to get a long big hop, and Alonso's on with 1 out. James Shields.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's 1.
Stay hot.
Yan Gomes flied out to right field in the 1st inning. Not sure he's one of the last 4, but I recall Jeff Suppan had a couple of. He was an innings guy for the Royals. I think he had a couple 200 inning seasons. I don't know if they were back to back.
How about split? Split in there?
The last 4.
Oh, last 4.
Salvi tried to grab it with his bare hand, and had he done that, Alonso was not getting down to second base at a record pace and sarcastically posed for his third base dugout.
Yeah, but you know what? Credit him. Look, he was ready to advance on a ball. Now he knew that Salvi would have picked it up, would have probably gotten him, but this little pose he did over there.
Escobar playing at third base, ended up making that throw near the shortstop position. 2 down. What do you think about Zach Greinke, Hud? Cy Young in 09 and then 2000 before he was traded away for Escobar and others.
I think you should go with it.
Zach Greinke. Correct.
Maybe. We're on him tonight. See, you're on them tonight.
What about Guthrie? Did Guthrie have back-to-back 200 inning seasons?
Might have.
Ball 1 to Eric Gonzalez. Duffy struck him out with a breaking ball in the 2nd inning. Sharply hit, and Mondesi got his feet tangled up, but with his soft hand still made the play.
Whew, man, some soft hands on the left side of the diamond for Duffy. Oh yeah, look at that, just pick and grin. Looked at it, found the grip. Out.
Royals 4, Indians 2. Royals scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second against Shane Bieber, and then Bieber got around a 1-out double in the third. Alcides Escobar has an infield single so far tonight.
Bieber was on the verge of being replaced that last inning. If they scored a run on him, I think Tito would have yanked him. Another chance here.
Slice to right. Geyer is there. 1 out.
Tomorrow night, Fox Sports Kansas City will bring you both the Royals and Indians in Sporting KC's match versus Real Salt Lake. Royals Indians will be here on Fox Sports Kansas City at 6:30, and Sporting KC will be on Fox Sports Kansas City Plus at 8:30. For channel listings, go to foxsportskansascity.com. Both games will also be streaming on Fox Sports Go. Check them out.
One and one on Mondesi. He was on with a fielder's choice, and then with 2 outs, stole second in the second inning, and then Merrifield singled him home. And now he's got a base hit to right field.
Mondesi getting that unexpected call, Ryan. There's your base hit. He's already made a nice play on defense. And there it is, a little 2-seamer fastball. See him? Nice and short. Likes to pull the ball. He's got some pop, too.
Witt has line to center, and he is single to center. He drove in a run in the second inning, and then he scored on a base hit by Rosel Herrera. It is just the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Royals are 3rd time through, and there is hitting into bad luck. Mondesi was going. Merrifield did the right thing. He hit it the other way, but he hit it right to the first baseman Alonso. That is a double play.
Would have worked.
Are bringing Lincoln's best fans to Kauffman Stadium on the Raised Royal Fan Express. That is on Saturday, which is also Huskers night. For more information, go to royals.com/fan express. Alec Gordon a few years ago had a big night on Husker night. And then got to chant "Go Big Red" in his post-game interview with Joel.
That was excellent. It was nice to see him kind of come out of his, his shell a little bit. He's kind of very contains his emotions. I kind of would like to have some of that in me. That would have helped me in my career. He's got the perfect disposition, but that was "Go Big Red." Remember that?
Yep. And then
"Go Big Red." Yeah. There'll be a lot of red in the stands.
Francisco Lindor is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored in the first inning.
Alex Gordon has his name on that beautiful indoor facility, that baseball facility out there. It's nice. Nets hanging down. They can pull those nets up. They have a whole big infield and half an outfield. Nice.
Two balls and no strikes. The Indians scored 9 last night, and then they scored 2 in the first inning. That's low, 3-0. But since scoring 2 in the first inning, Danny Duffy has taken care of 12 of the last 13 Indians. 3-1 on Lindor.
You just tell his fluid delivery, very smooth. He's confident, gets his sign, and he's going to execute his pitch. And you have to against him. If you're up like that, he'll beat you. At least so far they've kept him in the yard. Mo Lottery replay. That's belt high. He's going to hit it. Both of his hits tonight haven't been solid, but with a good level swing, bat head through the zone a nice long time, you're going to find a lot of the middle of the field. Don't have to barrel it.
Michael Brantley singled and scored in the first inning. He is 1 for 2. He's having a good year. Brantley's hitting over 300. His OPS is just under 850. And the response might be, well, yeah, it's Michael Brantley. Well, he's missed a lot of time. You go back to 2016. He started the season on the disabled list, recovering from shoulder surgery, and then by the middle of May he was on the disabled list again and had another shoulder surgery. He was on the DL twice last year with ankle problems and ended up having surgery when the season was over, and he was still on the disabled list when this season began. So very little time in 16, a little more playing time last year, and he's just kind of picked up where he left off in 2014, 2015 this year.
Extremely talented, but bummer for him. As like I mentioned earlier, he's missed a couple of postseasons for those guys. They could have really used him. There's nothing worse than sitting on the sidelines when you're playing in October, but it'll help him get there this year, I'm sure. Alex Gordon had him play just right. Duffy, I like how his pitch count's working for him now. He's been getting some early countouts and trusting that fastball.
Jose Ramirez had an infield single and an RBI in the first inning. That was really a turning point in that inning. The Indians had runners at first and third and nobody out, and Ramirez bounced one back toward Duffy. Duffy reached up with his glove. It went off of his glove for no out. And Duffy just keeps rolling along. That's an 11-pitch, 4-batter fifth inning for Duffy. The Royals signed Brady Singer, their first-round pick, earlier today. Joel will visit with him when we come back.
their son, one of their sons, Brady, as he is officially a Kansas City Royal. And so welcome back to Kauffman Stadium, and welcome to Kauffman Stadium. Day after your good buddy and roommate Jackson Coar signs, you are now a Royal. Tell me about this day.
It's been an incredible day. You know, the things that I've done, you know, throughout the day, you know, it's just been amazing because it's, you know, them welcome me into their organization. So, you know, to feel, you know, everything that they've done, you know, just means so much to me and my family.
How fast has all of this happened? A couple of weeks ago, you're not too far from here in Royals territory in Omaha, and now you've signed a deal.
Right, yeah. I mean, we were over in Omaha, and, you know, the cool thing that I noticed over in Omaha was all the Storm Chasers fans, you know, coming to me and Jackson. So that just represents the, you know, the incredible fan base that the Royals have. And, you know, it's just been an incredible day. And, you know, obviously the stadium is, you know, one of a kind.
Take me through draft day, and you get picked 18th overall. And then next thing you know, your roommate is selected. What was that day like for you in terms of emotions?
Yeah, so, you know, obviously a lot of emotions, but we were actually both in the dugout because we were playing. One of our trainers walked over and said, "Hey, you've been picked by the Royals," and obviously, you know, congratulations throughout the dugout. And I was sitting on the rail, and Jackson walked over to me and tapped me and said, "Hey, you can't get rid of me yet. I just got picked by the Royals too." So it was incredible for, you know, me and him, obviously, you know, continuing our journey together, and, you know, obviously for our families because everybody's so close.
Yeah, I think the scout that signed you both, Jim Buckley, was saying that not only are the two of you guys good friends, but that your parents are great fans. I know your mom was really comforted by the fact that you guys will be able to come together. How much do you push each other?
I mean, yeah, I think that's something that's really cool between me and him because, you know, I've been pitching on the day before him, and he pitches on the day after me. So the competitiveness between the two of us is incredible because we always try to, you know, beat each other, you know, on the weekends, and, you know, we put some little bets on each other of, you know, a little bit of chores and stuff like that around the house or something like that. So it's really cool.
How are your games different? I know he talked, and we heard a lot about his changeup, and you guys are both highly competitive, very talented righties. How is your game different?
I got the slider and he's got the changeup. So what's really cool about that is we can bounce ideas. You know, not only grips and you know the way you throw it and stuff like that, but you know when you throw it in counts, certain counts, and you know getting ahead of the count, and you know 2 strikes and stuff like that. So we can just bounce ideas off each other.
I think it's pretty cool, and I don't know how much you've had a chance to get around the stadium, but there are a few statues out there in the outfield. George Brett, who you were just talking to, but one of them is of Dick Howser, who led the Royals to a World Series. You were the Dick Howser Award winner this year as the best college baseball player. How much did that mean?
You know, it meant so much. You know, just to be represented by, you know, obviously Dick Howser's name and the trophy, but you know that trophy represents more than just a good baseball player. You know, the attitude of the player and you know the things that he does for the game and all that. Just to be represented by that, it's just incredible.
We found out in your news conference today that your competitiveness, and it's been talked about a lot, very intense. It's out there on YouTube, which I think is a good thing, by the way. That's a good old school way, that it came not from your dad, but from your mom?
Right, yeah. My mom is a super competitive person. She used to twirl batons at UCF, and, you know, I saw her, you know, still she can go in the yard and twirl batons, and when she drops it, she's just mad as all get out, and she keeps doing it until she gets better. You know, any game that we play between each other, it's just ultra competitive, and obviously I thank her for it.
One thing that you weren't asked about in the news conference today is who were your guys growing up? Who were those pitchers or position players, for that matter, that you looked up to, and who do you idolize now?
You know, growing up, my dad was such a, you know, huge, actually, George Brett fan. I'm not saying that just because he's here. You know, I watched a video of him, you know, coming out of the dugout, and, you know, that fuels me. And, you know, that's where I, you know, get some of my competitiveness. And obviously watching Nolan Ryan growing up, you know, I have the picture of him in my room of him with the bloody mouth and stuff like that. Just the old school, you know, guys that I could watch from, you know, that my dad showed me, just to see how they played the game and, you know, how they developed the game into today. And today it's definitely, you know, Max Scherzer. You know, Scherzer with his competitiveness, it's off the chain. So that's something that I, you know, try to idle my game off after.
Scherzer would be a very good one to model your game after, maybe the best pitcher in the league. There goes Herrera down for the stolen base, and he's going to get picked off. Let's talk a little bit about meeting George Brett. So, okay, that's before your time, but like any good kid nowadays, you've watched the YouTube videos. So what was that moment like then to meet the guy today that you've watched on video?
Right, so I'm obviously just sitting up here, just, you know, watching the game, and I get tapped on the shoulder, not thinking he would ever, you know, be here, but, you know, it's awesome that he does come back, and, you know, he said he works out in Arizona with all the guys, but, you know, he tapped me on the shoulder, and I turn around, and obviously there's George Brett. So that was incredible, and I actually told I told him that my dad's going to have a little bit of a panic attack when you tap him on the shoulder, so just be aware. So my dad was, enjoying talking to him, and we bounced ideas off each other of, how to develop, through the minor leagues and, the ultimate goal of this. So that was incredible to meet him.
Not a bad guy to meet, and even more exciting for your dad. Brady, congratulations. We can't wait to see you up here in the future, along with Jackson, and we're really excited to see your progress.
Thanks so much. Go Royals.
There we go. Look at that. Go Royals. And guys, I thought it was interesting, too. He was getting all the medicals and everything today, so his parents had a chance to go check out Kansas City. Really loved it, and his mom said she was just, like any mom, comforted to know how good this organization and how good the people in this city are. Got to worry about your boy, right?
Joel, that interview was off the chain. I loved it. Low wind.
Duda, who's already homered tonight, and Geyer was there. He never looked comfortable, and the ball goes off of his glove. The wind was working on it. It was carrying because of the heat and humidity, and he changed his route about 7 different times.
He did, but you got to give him a double on that. You can't assume he's going to make that play. You know why? That's a long run, and there is a slight breeze blowing that way, and that helped it. Duda wasn't sure. Now, Geyer, look, that was 6 routes. You're right, Rhino. But tough play, but that's a good start with 2 outs here. Let's see if Bonifacio can pick him up.
Royals' first 4 runs came with 2 outs. Bonifacio has been on base twice with a walk and a double. Didn't get a very good swing there. No balls, 1 strike. Here's our Kubota power stats. Lucas Duda against right-hand pitchers, hitting right at 300. He has hit 5 of his 6 home runs and has a slugging percentage over 500 against right-handers. And again, Bonifacio didn't pick that ball up out of Bieber's hand, and it's 0-2.
Defensive Cleveland playing Bonifacio straight up, infield and outfield.
Laid off that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
If it's up, he can hit it. Dave Holtzman did some exhaustive research for me. I asked him the 17 home runs that Bonifacio hit last year, how many of those were breaking balls? He said 9 of them were. And I remember him hitting a lot of hangers, balls that were mistakes that were up in the zone. But so far, Bieber, he's been burying them all here.
Just missed down and away. 2-2.
Cleveland Indians, if you're going to beat them, you got to score almost every opportunity you can. So don't take a call third looking here. Anything close, be hacking.
Good adjustment. He has swung at that pitch twice, and now he has taken that pitch twice. And the count goes from 0-2 to 3-2. Loop to right field, sinking on Geyer, who slides, and he caught it. So the Royals had a scoring opportunity because of a misplay by Geyer, and then Geyer takes a hit and an RBI away with a good play.
Thought that was falling. Nice catch. starts, he's been dominant, and look where he's putting it. He's getting outs with them. Now, it doesn't matter. Maybe this one last pitch here could be up in the middle a little bit. Doesn't matter. He's getting outs out of them, pop-ups. There you are, 54% fastballs. Challenge them. They're hard to hit. They're hard to square up, and he's doing a nice job. And he got a lead, so he believes it. He's dominant. He's mixing in his secondary pitches just in time, and he's getting ahead of hitters.
He has retired 14 of the last 16 Indians hitters. Edwin Encarnacion is 0 for 2. The Indians scored their 2 runs in the top of the first inning, and since then have 2 singles. 2 balls, 1 strike. Encarnacion followed by Geyer and then Alonso. Three and 1. Leadoff walk to Encarnacion. It's Duffy's second walk tonight.
Fans, quality family time at the K has never been easier with Family Fun Day Sundays presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Enjoy pregame activities for the whole family, including face painters, games in the outfield experience, pregame player autographs with signature Sundays. After the game, kids under 14 can test their speed rounding the bases now in the outfield with the Kansas City Zoo Fun Run. And that's going foul. Get your tickets at Royals.com/Sunday.
Good call.
Thank you. Duffy. Ooh, hey now, that's a pitch he's got to use. That pitch up and in, that's going to back him off. You see how that backed him? Move your feet a little bit. Geyer, he's looking for one thing to improve on that average coming in against Duffy, 500. Okay, he's confident he can hit the fastball. Now we'll see if Duffy can go to an off-speed pitch here, maybe a back legger, a little breaking ball, 1 and 2. Encarnacion at first base has no intentions of trying to steal a bag.
And he'll take one. Geyer's always among the league leaders in getting hit by a pitch.
It's too bad Duffy had him where he wanted him. He was trying to set him up there. Didn't want to do that.
Royals are taking another look, but that's a tough one to overturn. I mean, you'd have to have the perfect angle and obvious space between the ball and the elbow, and the Royals will not challenge. So 2 on, nobody out. Yonder Alonso drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the first inning, and then he singled in the 4th. A walk and a hit batter. Mondesi goes to second. The play might have been to third. It was right in front of him, and you had a slow runner going second to third, and Mondesi was running toward third, but he elected to try and get a speedier runner at second base.
Yeah, you got to really be heads up when you're out of position like that in Merrifield. You know, I always wonder with the way they shift these guys how they're going to get to the bag, and there's a good example. This is a typical double play. You go to the second baseman, but with Merrifield playing in the hole over there with a left-handed hitter, it's possible for him to get there. Good hustle by Geyer. Geyer's made a difference in tonight's game. Mondesi with a little more experience with the shift would have went to third base, I'm sure.
Every ball that's put in play has an out value, and that ball, no matter how you slice it, was worth 1 out.
That hurts.
And Mondesi tried to force 2 outs, and now Gomes hits it into his own bullpen, and for the 2nd straight night the Cleveland Indians hit a grand slam against the Royals. And the grand slam last night, Hud, was after 2 free bases, 2 hit batters. Tonight, it comes after a walk and a hit batter.
Change up that was up, and it sped his bat up. 84 miles an hour.
And now 1 hop to Dozier. Gonzalez is out. That's the first out of the inning. That is the 8th grand slam hit against the Royals this year, which ties a team record for a full season. So as deflating as it is, the Royals need to pull it together here. They're down by 2.
That's right. They're still in it.
Yep, and this is not your older brother's Cleveland bullpen.
Yeah, no. They are, they can be gotten to.
Duffy had set down 14 of 16 going into this inning. And then a leadoff walk to Encarnacion. A nicked Brandon Guyer hit by pitch. An infield single by Alonso, and then the grand slam. 3-1 on Rajai Davis. Back through the middle, and Davis is on with 1 out. Now Cal Eldred looks like he might go out and have a little chat with Danny. Pepsi, the fan favorite for every generation, is celebrating 50 years of Royals baseball. It was the top of the 4th inning last night when Francisco Lindor hit his grand slam. 4 runs on 2 hits. It's the 6th inning tonight. Gomes hits his grand slam, 4 runs on just 2 hits. And now Tim Hill joins Kevin McCarthy in the bullpen, and here's Francisco Lindor with a man on and 1 out. Home runs have been a huge item in the Royals Indian season series. Inside corner to Lindor. He has 2 hits and a run scored. This will be Duffy's 100th pitch coming up. Cleveland has out-homered the Royals this year 12-4. And they've hit some big home runs in this series. They've hit 3 home runs worth 11 runs. Big rip by Lindor. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yep, the wrong executed pitch at the wrong time. It's been plaguing the Royals pitching a little bit, but they just don't have enough run support to come back and catch them and pick them up.
Still 1-2 on Lindor. And they have gotten Salvi on the foot. A couple of all-stars with a lot of respect for one another. Lindor's making sure Salvi's all right. Home plate umpire Chris Conroy is giving Salvi a little extra time. Looks like his left foot. Left foot, right groin. Back to Duffy. He looked to second base. He's more comfortable making the play over at first. So Davis moves up to second, and there are 2 down. Michael Brantley with a runner at second base. He singled and scored back in the first inning. He is 1 for 3. Grounded out to Dozier. He will take it himself, and that ends the inning. Yan Gomes hits a grand slam. To the bottom of the 6th inning we go. Now Cleveland is back out in front by 2. A College World Series team. And it is Huskers night coming up on Saturday against the Red Sox. Purchase your theme ticket at Royals.com/Huskers for an exclusive Royals cap. As we celebrate Huskers night presented by Fox Sports Kansas City and Rally House. Alex Gordon leads off against Shane Bieber, who has his second 2-run lead of the night. Ramirez to his own dugout, and it almost hit Bruce. He played it very calmly, as he always does. 6th inning is our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is Deborah Weir from Rosendale, Missouri. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Deborah wins $3,700. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Alex. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, which the Indians just did, Deborah wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Royals. Rosendale is straight north of St. Joe off of Highway 71.
Thank you for telling me that. That's important. We need to know. We need to give away some money. No doubt. Come on.
That's the shortstop Lindor with the overshift. 1 away in the 6th inning. So Bieber gave up 2 runs in the first. That tied the game at 2. Then the Royals got 2 more in the second, both with 2 outs. All 4 Royals runs have come with 2 outs. He worked around a 1-out double in the third, a 1-out single in the fourth, a single and a double in the fifth, and now here he is with a 6-4 lead, pitching in the bottom of the 6th inning. One on Dozier, who was lined to Geyer in right field up against the fence for an out, and he is grounded out to short. It has been a grinding 5 1/3 for Bieber. I'll bet like he feels like he's thrown more than 88 pitches. And like a lot of young pitchers, his opponent's batting average increases each time through the batting order. That is just his 2nd strikeout.
And you know, he's been able to keep his team in the game enough to if they can come back and catch the runs, put him in the lead. But that's a nice breaker there. That's deceptive looking. Looks like a nice little straight overhand 12-6 break.
Fastball strike on Alcides Escobar. He put an end to an 0 for 15 with an infield single in the 2nd inning. And he has flied out to right field, starting in his 418th consecutive game tonight. And because of a late scratch to Mike Moustakas, he is starting at third. The ball lands on the tarp and disappears forever. Tony Pena can run over there and rescue that ball from behind the tarp like he did Ken Harvey several years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Husker night. Still 0-2. Royals have 9 hits, and they've had a long string of games with fewer than 10 hits, 24 games in a row. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Remember, they had that long team record game streak of 4 runs or fewer, which they snapped in 1 inning against Milwaukee last week.
That was a good win.
And it was the Royals' last win. They have dropped 4 in a row coming into tonight, and getting through a grueling stretch. Uh-oh, Hud. You might need a Rex Hudler mission here, as that little boy had the ball and a grown-up took it away from him and gave it to that little girl. Uh-oh. You better keep an eye on that little boy. Brantley makes a play in left field. Kevin McCarthy will enter the game for the top of the 7th. Cleveland leads 6-4. Lucas Duda hit a long home run against Shane Bieber to tie it in the bottom of the first inning. Whit Merrifield had an RBI with 2 outs, and then Rosel Herrera with a double got Whit to the plate. The Royals led 4-2 until Yan Gomes hit a grand slam in the 6th inning. That came with nobody out. So Cleveland leads 6-4, and now Kevin McCarthy will pitch to Jose Ramirez, Edwin Encarnacion, and Brandon Guyer. At least those are the scheduled hitters in the 7th inning. In a Chevy call to the bullpen.
League's not doing a lot off him. 220. He's doing a nice job of keeping that ball down. It's good, hard, heavy sinker. Slider, change curve. 32nd game. Very reliable out of the pin. Kept the ball in the yard.
McCarthy hasn't pitched in a while. Almost a week. Pitched last Wednesday in Milwaukee in the Royals' last win. Pitching a couple of scoreless innings. 1-1 on Jose Ramirez.
Oh, that's really a good hard sinker right there. It's tremendous movement.
Runs toward left center field, and there is one down. All right, let's finish up our trivia question. Tim Belcher, who joined us during the pregame show tonight, had consecutive 200-inning seasons with the Royals. Who were the previous 4 Royals pitchers with consecutive 200 innings? We have James Shields and Zach Greinke.
We need 2 more. Okay.
And we don't have a strike.
I like your Guthrie. Stay with Guthrie.
Jeremy Guthrie. Correct.
Ding 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 ding. Okay,
one more.
How about Gil Mesh eat up some innings?
Gil Mesh. Now, I'm thinking Jeff Suppan, but Gil Mesh would have been before Jeff Suppan. He would have been more recent.
Okay, just a guess.
And we got 3 strikes. Oh, look out. Guyer was defending himself as much as he was trying to get a bunt down. And now McCarthy throws it away, and Guyer will end up at second base with 2 down.
Oh,
that is a base hit for Guyer and a throwing error by McCarthy to get him to second base.
watch your knuckles. Oh man, that was close. Couple inches away. Backed him up, but is able to get it down. McCarthy showing some athleticism. He jumped on it. Just a tough pick for Dozier, though. That's not an easy play.
You know what they say about some guys who are really good at something? They can do it with their eyes closed.
Exactly.
Which is what Guyer just did.
He's having a game. I mean, he's made 2 really nice catches in the outfield. He saved, I'm going to say, a couple runs. 1 for sure. That leadoff ball hit by Dozier, that was going to be extra bases. They probably would have scored there. So he's had a really good game.
All right. Gil Mesh. Correct.
Wow.
Without a strike.
Without a strike and with no help. Holtz, you want to look at my devices here to see this? No extracurricular. Okay, we're back on the board.
The Royals will intentionally walk Yonder Alonso after he was ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Setting up a righty-righty matchup, but the righty is Yan Gomes, who had a grand slam in his last at-bat. It was the 3rd of Yan Gomes' career.
changeup. 369 feet as a wall scraper, but it didn't matter. Had topspin on it. He was able to take it. And see how he got the top of the ball, just middle to top, just enough.
No balls, 2 strikes. That was Gomes' 3rd home run against the Royals this year, and he has 9 RBIs. 9 of his 28 driven in this year have come against the Royals. One of his home runs was a walk-off back in early April. Pickoff play at second base, close.
McCarthy, he's athletic. You saw how he pounced on that guy or bunt. I mean, I didn't think he'd get close to it. He did. Now he's got a nice little spin move. The ball's down by the bag. They might have got it. Good attempt.
Still 0-2. And now fouled into the club level over on the first base side. That's Neil Ramirez getting ready for the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 on and 2 out for Gomes. Again, trying for Geyer over at second base.
That's better located. That's where Witt wants it. That's exactly where he wants it. See if he got it on him. Too bad he couldn't get it on him.
Struck him out. So this time Gomes goes down with men on, and a scoreless 7th inning for McCarthy. Stretch time at Kauffman Stadium. Royals have some speed coming up. Mondesi, Merrifield, and Herrera. Pizza Ranch for the win pitching line. He had some trouble early. He gave up 2 runs in the first, 2 more in the second, and then settled in and retired 10 of the last 12. So that his manager is encouraged by that. A young guy giving up runs early in the game, hangs in there, and now he hands the ball off to right-hander Neil Ramirez.
Yeah, he did a nice job. He had some help from his defense, but Ramirez is coming in. He's having really good numbers. Our Chevrolet relief pitcher is holding the opponents to 194 average with some pretty good stuff. He comes right at him. Hard fastball. He'll go low to mid-90s with it. Power curve is slider.
Ramirez over to the dugout suite, and it lands in an empty first row.
He knew where he was. Just ran out of room.
That was the ghosts of Rob Riggle, Paul Rudd,
Yep. They helped
Jason
him out,
Sudeikis,
especially if
Eric Stonestreet.
if he can reach here.
No swing, according to C.B. Bucknor, the third base umpire. Mondesi reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning, and then with 2 outs, he stole second. Came home on a Whit Merrifield base hit, and then he singled to right in the 4th. Slider strikes him out. There's 1 away in the bottom of the 7th.
Don't miss the final T-shirt in the 50 Season Shirt Series presented by Charlie Hustle on Monday, July 23rd, featuring everyone's favorite hot dog derby contestants: ketchup, mustard, and relish. Purchase your theme ticket today at royals.com/theme tickets. Pick up one.
Down and away to Witt. He singled with 2 outs in the second inning, driving in a run, and then he scored on a double by Herrera. His 2 outs have been line drives. He has lined to center and lined to first in a double play. You mentioned some good defensive plays turned in by the Indians tonight. That was a good luck play for Cleveland when Mondesi was running on a hit and run, and Witt hit the ball hard to the opposite field, but right to the first baseman Alonso.
Yeah, and that, I wasn't even thinking of that one. Geyer took a couple of runs there, so that definitely would have scored Mondesi. Nice job. I love the fact that Merrifield is hitting leadoff, Mondesi hitting 9th, Herrera's at 2nd, so you got some action back to back to back. Good speed guys with some contact. That's going to be a formula that Ned can use by moving the runners to score some runs.
We just showed you Geyer, who's made 2 excellent plays up against the fence in right field on Dozier, leading off the second. That would have been a leadoff double at least. And then with a runner at second and 2 outs, he made a sliding play on Bonifacio, which saved a run. Cleveland, according to defensive runs saved, are having essentially an average year. They're at +1, so slightly above average. 3-2 on Witt.
And that's good enough for half of the field, middle of the pack.
Very high in the air, shallow center. Gonzalez is at second base. 2 outs.
Rosell Herrera, have a night. He's back on the beam, using what he can do. Use the best. The whole field. He says middle. I'm going to get on base. I'll go to left field if you want me to. I'm going to slap it down that left field line. knock in a run while I'm at it. You know, showing some emotion. I like it. Positive reinforcement there with a good opposite field swing again. But he's not trying to do too much. He's just trying to get on base, set the table, and pick up a run here and there. Runner in scoring position. He's been outstanding so far this year. He's 5 for 8 coming into this game with runners in scoring position. He's one of the few productive hitters who can knock them in.
That was his second 3-hit game.
Why not get a 4th?
Well, we'll see what he turns into. It's fun to watch, and he seems to have a pretty good grasp of who he is.
Yep. And you know, slightly over 3,000 at bats in the minors. That's enough experience to know that you know he's got some steals and some homers. I mean, he has an idea. He's got some pop. He hasn't shown that yet over the fence, but we definitely seen some alley power. And it might just take him some time. I'm glad to see Ned using him every night. He's a high energy player. They need that. Active.
And you never know. Good athlete.
Really good
switch hitter.
Has not taken a bad route at all in the outfield.
Can play all over the field. Can remind you of anybody else on the field right now? I'm not saying he's going to be Jose Ramirez, but we just showed you last night. Jose Ramirez 3 years ago hit .219 with 6 home runs.
Right, he could be. You never know. Caught him with.
And every time we compare Rosell Herrera to Jose Ramirez, he strikes out. My bad.
The team store, maybe Brady's first purchase, some Royals gear. Now see if they can get him a win. It's all coming up on Boulevard Royals Live.
Brandon Maurer will get the top of the 8th inning. Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com/saves to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. It's a good night for Aquafina. That's off of Escobar's glove. Eric Gonzalez is on to begin the 8th inning. That's a base hit, and he's 1 for 4.
There's a little hot corner action for Esky. That's the first one we've seen that hit right on him. I mean, that's the difference between shortstop and third base. 107 coming at you, Esky. Whoo, man. Barely had enough time to react. Oh, it's by him. Bauer trying to work on getting that ERA down. He got off to a rough start this year. Went and worked on some things in the minor leagues and some location.
Davis drops down a bunt to get Gonzalez to second base. One away.
And he's back. Mauer mid to upper 90s with his fastball slider changeup combination.
The Royals will intentionally walk Francisco Lindor. I think he's proven his point so far this year.
Oh, exactly. Why wouldn't you?
He'll be headed to the All-Star game in a couple of weeks. And you can catch baseball's biggest stars from the nation's capital. The MLB All-Star game is July 17th, seen only on Fox. And you can stream it live on the Fox Sports app. Just showed Mike Trout and Bryce Harper talking about the All-Star game this year. The younger stars in the game.
In Washington.
I was reading up on Shane Bieber, Indian starter tonight. This will make you feel a little old. Who was the player that he admired when he was a kid? Mike Trout. Now we've got kids that admired Mike Trout that are in the big leagues now.
He's young, Trout, you'd think.
Bieber's from Southern California.
Yeah, Laguna Hills, where he grew up. Beautiful part of the country there, and laid back.
One and one on Brantley with 2 on and 1 out. And Brantley hits it to the hole. Witt dives and gets an out. That ball was headed for right field. And Gonzalez was headed for home plate until Whit Merrifield got in the way.
Wasn't sure he was going to get to it on contact. Brantley hit the top of it and a little top spin roll. Going to get through quickly, and Whitley fully extended. Nice play on his knee. Strong arm. Excellent play. Saved a run for sure.
So it'll be Jose Ramirez with 2 runners in scoring position. We were just pointing to Ramirez for inspiration for Rosell Herrera. I'm guessing Rosell will not be a 20 home run guy someday, but if you're athletic and you are a switch hitter and you can play all over the field, you're going to get a longer look. So if you get off to a slow start as a big leaguer, and like Ramirez, you get the early label of being an extra guy, when you can do all those things, you're going to get a longer chance than a more one-dimensional player to change people's minds. Close and out.
Nice.
Sandy Alomar Jr., the first base coach, pointed to his bullpen, although Ramirez did not argue the play.
Yeah, no, this is big out here. No question about it. This keeps him in the game.
Like he just got him. So the Indians will not challenge. Mauer pitches a scoreless 8. Cleveland leads by 2.
they're going to be. There's a comeback here waiting to happen. They want to see it.
They signed him up for Sluggers Blue Crew, so he's got his Royals jersey. His flat bill snapback cap is probably at home tonight.
And he's missing his sleeve.
Yonder Alonso reaches over the railing, but he needed to reach a little farther. That almost hit John Sleezer, photographer for the Kansas City Star.
That would have hurt. But you know, some tells me John's experience. Look at him. He watched the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you do.
Guard, turn the lens away from the play.
No question. It's expensive.
What do you think costs more, your shoes or his lens?
Oh, the lens by far. These
really?
things are ready for the trash can.
Even the way you roll?
Oh, come on, man. This is the coolest shoes I got, man. They're
those look like, oh, those are handmade in Italy?
No, I didn't even want to show them. It's embarrassing. Please don't show them. No, I would like to go barefoot.
Okay. Well, don't take them off. That doesn't help us out at all up here.
All right. Look, they're nothing to write home about. Okay, they're nothing, nowhere in John Sleezer's league. Oh, they are Cole Haan though.
See,
okay,
there you go.
All right, but that thing he's got down there, shoot, that thing's worth a lot of money.
All right. I thought those things looked like they were maybe hand stitched in Lucca, Italy.
Thank you, buddy. I am a follower of Steve Physiok's new book, The Walls of Lucca. I got it. Okay, set the table up.
Zach McAllister is on, and that's the first man he faces. And I think he got Salvi in the one spot where Salvi is protected. Yep.
It's perfect.
And now Lucas Duda's coming up. He's had a good night. He has a 2-run home run and a double. And Terry Francona will bring in Oliver Perez. 11.
Not easy. This veteran guy, he's throws a lot of pitches and a lot of arm angles. He is funky. 36 years old, 6'3", 225, fastball, mid-90s, and low to mid-90s. Slider, curve, change. Has some deception in his delivery, I'll say. Holding his glove inside like that, turning it out, that's funky too.
No swing. 1-2 on Lucas Duda. Two balls, two strikes. So there's the overshift. Duda, his highest percentage of balls are hit in the middle of that chart. Almost 80% of his last, that chart right there, last 100 balls hit 250 feet or less. 200 feet or less.
Okay, like how about just dribbling one down this way right here? Okay, there you go. Try that one. That looks like
he's done a lot of this year.
Yes.
A lot more of it earlier in the season.
Go with the pitch.
And I would bet against a guy like this, you know, you'd have to think that way.
Yeah, hardest thing you do is to keep that front side in, and you want to pull it out. Just try to keep that shoulder closed, and then just keep the line moving. Bring Bonifacio up. Although Francona's got a right-hander, and he likes to go to his pin.
He pulls it, and he pulls it deep to right, but not deep enough, and there's Geyer. So I got some fans out of their seats. Salvi's back to first, and there is one down.
Okay, all the other breaking balls were away. This one stayed up and hung in the middle. And Duda just a little bit ahead of it, hit it off the end of his bat. Unfortunately, if he barrels it, that would have been a tie game.
If Duda gets on, Terry Francona probably goes to his righty, but with Duda out, he'll leave Perez in there to face Bonifacio because Alex Gord is on deck. That's Cody Allen, who was going to come into the game last night, but Abraham Almonte grounded into an inning-ending double play. Otherwise, Allen would have come into the game. Terry Francona makes a lot of pitching changes.
Sure does.
And his closer, Cody Allen, had not pitched in 4 days. Now, some managers will throw their closer out there just to get some work to begin the inning. Let's just give him the 9th inning, get him some work. And Terry Francona, oftentimes, if he wants to get his closer some work, he'll bring him in after 1, maybe 2 outs. And talking with him before the game tonight, he does that to make sure that if he's going to use his closer in a non-safe situation, that, you know, if he doesn't have a great game, he doesn't get stuck in an inning and has to throw 20 or 25 pitches. So bring him in with 1 or 2 outs so he gets a little work on the field, but then you don't waste a day or 2 if he has to throw over 20 pitches.
Exactly, with a high pitch count. Makes a lot of sense. Ooh. I'm sure he's learned that in all of his years of managing. It's a world champion.
We've seen it happen a lot. I mean, even with the best closers, you know, it's a 9-3 game. The closer comes in to start the 9th. He doesn't have it. He throws 27 pitches in a non-safe situation, and that wrecks him for later in the series. So you got that, you know, dilemma of he needs work, and yet you don't want to fry him in a game when you really don't need him. 3-2 on Bonifacio. Shallow right center field. Geyer wants it. 2 outs. And now another lefty with Perez and Alex Gordon. Alex is 0 for 3 so far tonight. His first out drove center fielder Rajai Davis to the warning track. And then he has grounded out twice. Salvador Perez was hit by a pitch to begin the inning, and he's still standing at first with 2 down. Oh, 1-1. Trying to go the other way on a 79-mile-an-hour pitch.
Right idea.
Oliver Perez is in his 20th professional season. He got to the big leagues as a 20-year-old in 2002. Signed in '99 by the Padres out of Mexico. So that would make him 38 years old. 16, or at least parts of 16 major league seasons. Alex off of Gonzalez's glove. Salvador Perez will stop at second base. And the Royals have 2 on with 2 out. And the Royals get their 10th hit in a game for the first time in a long time.
Wow. Congratulations. He reached down on it. You'd think you might try to take him to left field, but Alex is able to hook it right by the diving Eric Gonzalez. Good swing. A couple outs here. 1 big hit away.
Cody Allen with 2 on and 2 out. Going further, like that Lucas Duda home run, so you can. Royals were down 2-0. They led 4-2. Right now the difference in the game was a Yan Gomes grand slam in the 6th inning. So Terry Francona calls on Cody Allen for a 4-out save, perhaps. He is 16 out of 17. He comes on with 2 on and 2 out.
Look for the heater. Pick it out. 2-pitch pitcher. Fastball power curve.
Where's the power curve?
First pitch. Wouldn't you know it? Dozier's guessing. That's okay.
Dozier was 0 for 3 against Indian starter Shane Bieber, including a line drive to the fence in right field. This is the first time he has faced Cody Allen. Almost hit him. 1-1. He already has 4 saves of more than 1 inning.
Yeah, Francona, he's not going to put him in an uncomfortable situation, that's for sure. Dozier can make it uncomfortable here with a gapper.
Base hit center field. Salvador Perez to third, and held as the throw goes to third, but he has time to recover, and he got around the tag. So says home plate umpire Chris Conroy. But the Indians will challenge, and Francisco Lindor is so confident he is walking off the field. Rajai Davis went down to a knee in center field.
The ball was laced out there, and he was conceding the run. Jershely was holding him because there's 2 outs. It's Salvi. Salvi decided to kick it in. Lindor made a perfect throw. I don't know if Salvi touched the plate or not, but that throw was perfectly placed for Gomes to be able to tag him out. Wasn't even close.
Well, the first replay we saw, it looked like Gomes caused movement in Salvi's jersey before he got his hand on the plate, and he is out to end the inning. So a hit batter and 2 base hits does not result in a run. And at the end of 8, the Royals are still down by 2. And Willie Peralta has done a nice job for the Royals in 5 games. Will pitch to Encarnacion, Geyer, and Alonso.
Yep, Peralta looks like he might be the guy that Ned's going to use for the time being here to close games down. Got definitely the stuff. Hard mid-90s fastball, big curveball, and changeup. Opponent's not doing much on him so far. This is his 6th game.
Encarnacion is 0 for 3. However, he took a leadoff walk in the 6th inning, then a hit batter, then an infield single, and then a grand slam by Yan Gomes. So the Royals, before that led 4-2. Now they're down 6-4. One ball and 2 strikes.
Well, to get those secondary pitch over makes it even more tough. You don't know what's coming if you're the hitter. Good swing.
Bonifacio sprints back and makes a running, leaping catch.
That was an easy, effortless swing. He let Peralta supply the power, and I didn't believe it was going to carry like that, and neither did Bonifacio, but he got a great break on it. First turn, turns and goes and puts his glove up. Great timing, and that's a beautiful catch. Dead run.
Two of the best defensive plays tonight have been turned in by the right fielders. And here's the Indians right fielder, Brandon Geyer, who made a great play on Hunter Dozier back in the 2nd inning. Oh, that was off of his knee.
Whitley took one like that not long ago, right off his kneecap. And the next day when I went to talk to him, he said, I had no business swinging at that pitch. That pitch was a foot inside, and I hurt myself. And we'll see where this one was. But most of the time when you foul one off your knee, it's an inside pitch that's way too far in. Whitley, he's thinking the same thing. Too bad. He's been hit by a lot of pitches, but man, he hasn't done this very often. Look at that full extension. I mean, look where the ball goes, right back to first base. He's done, just like Whitley. They helped him off. Hopefully the outcome is like Witt's, just a contusion. You gotta hope.
Well, he's getting help, but he can clearly put some weight on that leg. And remember, Ned Yost said, you know, if that inning had gone, you know, a few minutes longer, that Witt might have been able to come back into the game. Tyler Naquin will come on and finish the at-bat. Naquin started last night. He was the Indians' right fielder, scored a couple of runs. Three balls, one strike. Three balls, two strikes. Naquin strikes out. Two down.
Peralta just going right at him. Using the top part of the zone, two-seam moving fastball.
Doesn't seem fair, but Naquin only got two strikes in that at bat.
Yeah, that's rough. That's a tough at bat, but you know what? Most of these hitters have all fouled a ball off their leg, and you hope it's not the knee, but they gladly fill in for you.
Alonso's been on base 3 times. He has an RBI and a run scored. And even with Merrifield out in shallow right field, Alonso gets it out to Bonifacio, so he's on for a 4th time.
He can hit that fastball. That's 95 in the middle.
Yan Gomes came to the plate with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 6th inning and hit a grand slam to left field. The Indians have grand slams in each of the first 2 games of the series. And that was just a bolt out of the blue because Danny Duffy allowed 2 runs in the 1st inning. Then he retired 14 of 16. A leadoff walk to Edwin Encarnacion wasn't the worst thing in the world. But then Brandon Guyer was nicked on his elbow pad. Peralta makes the play. Alonso got an infield single, so Duffy was hardly being knocked all around, but then Gomes hit the grand slam. Last call for the Royals. Escobar, Mondesi, and Merrifield are coming up. Of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Ryan Lefebvre, Rex Hudler with Joel Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery, Tyler Naquin stays in the game in right field. Cody Allen got the last out of the 8th. And now he's trying to finish off the save. He is 16 out of 17. He is also closing in on an Indians record. Escobar hits it to right, and Naquin makes the play inside the line. Escobar is 1 for 4. Cody Allen is one save away from tying Bob Wickman for the Indians record in that category.
Wiki. I hit my only opposite field home run off of him. It was embarrassing for him. Now he also didn't have the tip of the end of his finger.
Yep.
Bob Wickman.
Which gave him some unique movement on his pitches.
Yeah, good guy. I didn't know Wiki had that many saves for Cleveland.
Mondesi is 1 for 3 with a run scored and a stolen base. Gonzalez dives. It's off of his glove and no chance with Mondesi's speed, and he throws it into the Royals dugout.
Something happening. That's what speed does. It puts the pressure on you. Gonzalez initially, when he didn't go into his glove, you got to know who's running. He just should have put that in his pocket. The ball bounced away. By that time, there's absolutely no chance, even with a perfect throw. And that's kind of a panic throw there.
So the tying run is at the plate with 1 out. It's a base hit and an error. So Mondesi has 2 hits tonight. Over Witt's head. Now Allen got the last out of the 8th. But really, it was his defense that got the last out, because Hunter Dozier singled to center field, and Salvador Perez was thrown out at the plate.
That was something that I'm sure Salvia looked back on and say, well, you know what? That's the tie-in run. Maybe it's worth the gamble, but not when you're 2 runs down. That's okay. Whitley has a chance to do something. Look for the heater. Don't miss it. It's up.
Head in the count, 2-0. Rosell Herrera, who has a 3-hit game, is on deck. No strikes. The Royals had a 4-2 lead at the end of 2. They have not scored since the 2nd inning. We talked about this last night. In the previous 2 years, the Indians bullpen was locked down, saving almost 80% of opportunities. This year they have the 2nd highest bullpen ERA in the league, and that save percentage has dropped off. Andrew Miller has spent a lot of time on the disabled list this year. A 4-pitch walk, and now the tying run is on. And another trip to the hill for Carl Willis. The Big Train. That's his nickname.
Yep.
You know that story, don't you?
Yeah, what a guy.
Because you know, you start thinking about the Big Train, and he was a big league pitcher, and you think, was he being compared to Walter Johnson, who was the original Big Train? Nope. He was given that nickname by his teammates back in '91 because he was known to blow his own horn. One of my favorite, maybe not my favorite nickname, but one of my favorite stories behind the nickname.
Have a career day, Rosie. A 4-hit day would be a first. Runners in scoring position, he's been outstanding. 455. You hit Whitley on first base, you split a gap, you celebrate. Oh, excuse me. We'll tie it up.
which is worth celebrating.
It is.
Pitch looked low. That one's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Herrera's done a good job going the other way tonight. His first base hit was to center. Then he doubled up the left field line in the second and then singled to left in the 5th.
Well, you know, he's definitely not going to try to juice one. He's a handsy type hitter from both sides of the plate. That's how he's been knocking some runs in, by just going with the pitch.
2 balls, 1 strike. And really the only strike in this count was low. So even though the count is 2-1, technically Cody Allen has missed with his last 7 pitches. He walked Witt on 4 straight. Had a good rip. 2-2.
Yeah, right on it, but not overdoing it. That's a 4-seam fastball, straight as a string.
Cody Allen already has the Indians record for strikeouts by a reliever. Fastball got him. 2 outs.
Well located there for sure. Herrera, he was looking for a fastball, but he was looking for something up he could drive, and that just got it by him.
Salvador Perez has a home run in his career against Cody Allen. He is 0 for 3 tonight, including being hit by a pitch.
I bet it throws him a breaking ball first pitch.
Yep. And it's down and away, ball 1.
He knows how Salvi likes to jump on that first one. Now we could celebrate with one good swing now.
The Indians already have 9 blown saves. They had 10 all of last year. Deep left field. Brantley is there at the track.
Rats.
Didn't sound great, but you never know on a night like tonight. Hot, humid, and the wind blowing out to left field. But the Indians hang on, and Cody Allen ties the Indians record with his 138th career save. Final score 6-4 Cleveland. We'll be back.